Ava, in your own words, would you just like to tell us what happened?
Well, I think it was about 11:30 in the morning, and there was a knock on the door, and they'd announced that they were Merseyside police. They were in plain clothes, had lanyards, and they said, "Don't worry, you've done nothing wrong. We're just here to talk to you." So immediately, and so did my mum, think, "Oh my God, something's happened. You're a victim of something or someone and they need to talk to you." So I obviously let them come in under this presumption, and they then asked, because I'm over 18, if I'd be okay to speak to them alone. And I was like, yeah, yeah, of course. So we came in the living room, and then they told me they are counter-terror police. They said they were here because I had been inciting violence online. So I asked, naturally, what have I said? They wouldn't tell me. Where have I said it? Who have I said it to? I asked, have I committed a crime? They said no. And then they went on to ask about my political beliefs, about my family's political beliefs, whether obviously if we're religious, questioned the Roman helmet and asked if it was they thought it was a Viking helmet, and asked if it was my interest or family's. Then obviously got the sword down and decided it was against legislation and took it.
So this was a decorative samurai sword that's been in the family for quite some time. I understand it was a present?
Yes, it was a present for my husband for his birthday, and we'd had it about 4 years, 3-4 years, and it just stayed on top of the mantelpiece.
So it's never been out on the streets as part and part of a riot then?
Never, no.
Okay, it's just a family interest.
Yes.
Now, there's been some criticism of you for having let the police officers in the first place. Why did you let them in?
Well, I at least have never dealt with the police before. There was nothing in my mind that I thought I'd done wrong. And they were very friendly when they were at the door. They never said they were here, basically, for anything I've done wrong. And in hindsight, I should have asked on the door, what is it? But to someone who, at the time I was 19, and they're saying I've done nothing wrong, it's the police, it's 11 in the morning, you just panic. And I look back and I kick myself for not filming or for even letting them in the first place. But the majority of people haven't dealt with the police, let alone counter-terrorism, and you're not thinking like that in the moment.
No, I suppose if it was me, if the police were to knock on my door at 11 o'clock in the morning, I'd be thinking, oh my God, who's died? Who's had an accident? Who's been robbed? What's gone on? And from my point of view, of course I would let them in. And I think it's quite disingenuous of the sort of ex-Twitter warriors with the benefit of hindsight telling you what you ought to or not to have done. What about you, Mum? What was your reaction to seeing them?
Probably the same as Ava's, because it's like you say, the majority of people don't have experience of dealing with the police. So one, you go into a bit of panic over why the police here. You're trying to be polite and helpful because it's outside of your everyday experience. So of course, yeah, in that politeness, you invite people into your home, and the first thing was worry about Ava. For me, as something happened to do with Ava that obviously you want to find out about, that she's okay.